Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment.
Hello, guys. Welcome once again. We are officially at the end of the road for Miss Deb's house. Today, yesterday was the finale. What the heck?
Are you there, Yuzo?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yes, I something was singing music, so I was trying to find out because before they.
are you there, Yuzo?
Oh, I'm sorry. What is singing music? What the heck is going on?
Okay.
Sorry, I was getting echo and music was playing out from my laptop. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
I was getting echo and music was playing from my laptop. So I was trying to get the music off before YouTube um before YouTube penalizes me
Oh,
for
okay.
playing copyrighted stuff. So I was trying to get rid of. Okay. Anyway, today was the finale of Miss Deb's house. And when I say I did enjoy the episode, in short I've been enjoying the episodes of Miss Deb's house. It has been one thing I've been always looking forward to every Friday to watch the episode. It has been an interesting thing. I'm just paying that we TV shows are always short. It's a minimum of 6 or a minimum of 8. So that's the only painful part I have in this whole experience. But I loved it. I did enjoy it. Um, there was a moment I kind of shed tears a little bit in the episode. I'm
Oh,
not gonna lie, kind of shed tears a little bit, and but at the end of the day, I would give the whole season like a 10 out of 10. How would you rate the whole season of Miss Deb's house?
I give it exactly a 10 out of 10. I'm hoping that she will have another show like this, maybe next season. It would be nice to see. I enjoyed
Yeah,
it. I was shocked by the outcome of everything, you know, um, but we'll get into it. But I enjoyed
yeah,
the show. I enjoyed it.
yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the episode, right? So we started off from the clothing store, and I know we had a lot of opinions about the clothing store with Dunk.
Hmm.
And for me, I said last week that I felt like her inferiority complex, not as a bad thing, was coming into play, which is understandable because I too am a plus size person and I understand sometimes it's hard to look for clothes that are your side and sometimes it can be very frustrating. And sometimes when you want to wear something and you look at it, you be like, this clothes can never be in my size. So it's a frustrating situation, yes. And sometimes your insecurity will play on you. I understood everything she was going through in that place. I might not be as big as she is, but at the end of the day, plus size is plus size. No matter how big of a plus size you are or small of a plus size you are, you will always find it difficult to find clothes to wear. So I did understand. And I was also saying last week, if you guys watched when we reviewed it, I said I felt like she should have listened more and know that they were not trying, nobody there was trying to judge her that she's plus size or trying to rebuke her that she's plus size. They were trying to listen. I feel like I said it last week that if she had listened and calmed down, she would have realized that everybody was trying to see if there was a way things turned out well for her. But I just felt like everything was just playing, her insecurities were coming in, were kicking in, and they were playing a joke on her. Because at the end of the day, one thing I realized about Miss Deb is that she always tries to be understanding of every of the girl's situation. Every
Right.
girl that came into that house, she tried. to understand your own perspective. Even if she was giving you her own perspective, she was also respecting and she put respect in that. No. So I just and at the end of the day, I loved how it turned out, that she was not trying to, like, because I was scared from the cliffhanger from last week that something was going to happen. So I was happy that that didn't happen and she gave her a chance. And at the end of the day, the photo shoot turned out well. Yeah, the photo shoot turned out well. She might not have worn it as every other person wore their own, but at least there was something in it and it turned out well. So I did like that, and I did like how they resolved that situation. How did you feel about the whole clothing store and how it finally turned out?
Um, I'm glad it all turned out well. You know, she was able to do the photo shoot. She looked fabulous. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but she has to quit letting her insecurities get in her way, because it takes a while to gain weight and it takes a while to lose it as well.
Yeah.
That's not stuff that happens overnight. I mean, not unless you're going on the surgery table, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
she has to learn how to quit letting her insecurities get in her way, you know. And that old saying, a closed mouth don't get fed, that's the truth. All she had to say was, hey, do you have something a little bit larger, maybe back in your warehouse, that you could pull out for me, and give examples of sizes like a 3X, 4X, 5X. You know what I'm saying? It,
Yeah.
it, you don't know until you ask,
You asked, yeah.
so I'm glad everything, like I said, got resolved. And all of the girls' photos were on point. They looked beautiful, they looked happy. But one thing about Dank's pictures, even though they came out beautiful, you could kind of tell in her eyes, because her eyes tell everything, like she was
Yeah.
still a little bit upset, you know but she still had beautiful pictures.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. The picture still turned out beautiful. Yes, her eyes showed sadness, but
Yeah.
because of she has, her emotions were everywhere. But
Right.
at the end of the day, it turned out well, and that's it.
Hmm.
That's it. You have to make lemonade out of lemons. Every situation cannot go your way in life.
Right.
There's no way everything goes your way in life. So sometimes I feel like no matter where you are, yes, so things of inconvenience will surely happen. You might be planning something to go right for you. Then when you get in that situation, you're like, wow, I really thought this was going to go fine for me. You then realize that no, it's not it. And sometimes you just need to adjust. It's either you adjust to the situation you are in there or try to make lemonade out of the lemons you were given. So I think that maybe after the show, she would learn that and try to adjust and change her perspective of how she lives and how she does things,
Right.
and how she looks at things, and work on her insecurities. It's very important she does that.
Right. And her
Now,
health.
yeah, and her health. Then moving forward, they went to an industry night that Miss Debs did, and they asked them to perform. Now, I would say some of the performances did not shock me. Some shocked me. Some I was surprised. I was surprised by who Camille. She was good. What I mean, she was good. She know, you know what? I feel like who Camille, like the radio presenter said, she's giving the CEO executive type. Like she knows how to work the room. She knows how to talk. She knows how to associate. She knows those kind of things. So I was surprised by who Camille's performance. And I loved Easy's performance. Now, where I would say I was shocked and disappointed was Rocky, because she came in there, was making so much mouth, like, what, I'm not gonna be performing, I'm not gonna be talking with all these people that I don't know, blah 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 blah. I came here to perform. Then you were given a chance to perform. What did you do? Nothing.
Mm.
So What was the lessons you've learned? I think at that moment she didn't learn, she didn't understand, because the truth is what Miss Deb said is true. Music is not about going to the studio and singing. There's still a lot of things. I think we said it last week. Fashion is more part of them.
Right.
Marketing yourself is also part of it. Associating with people is, let's not put it only to music. In every business in life, in everything you do in life, you need to have some associates. You need to, mingle. You need to know people. Not because maybe you want their help. Sometimes it's to also learn from those people and see how they made it, how they are moving, how they got to this position they are now, and how they stayed there. Sometimes it's not about them helping you, it's also learning from them.
Right.
So I don't think she got it there. Then when I was like, okay, fine, at least she said she wants to perform. Okay, get perform for us. Then she went up there and did absolutely rubbish. She forgot a lot of her lyrics. And I was like so disappointed, because Rocky is one of the best rappers that I do like on the show. So seeing that she's always talking about how she wants to perform and perform, then you got there in a space where people were wanting to listen to you, and you fumbled, was absolutely disappointed. Then the one that I did not expect was done, because the truth is, the girl has been through a lot for that day, because it was the same day of the clothing stuff, was the same day of the industry night.
Right.
She's been through a lot. Her emotions are over the place. She has stressed herself, and I believe she has overworked herself than she would have normally done on a normal day.
Right.
She has stood longer than she would have stood on a normal day. She has walked longer than she would have walked on a normal day. So she's stressed. She's mentally drained. So her forgetting her lyrics, I wasn't surprised. Yes, it was disappointing for me,
Uh-huh.
because I know the kind of timber and caliber of people that were in that event. You should not be in that situation where you forget your lyrics. But I did understand, because of what she has been through. Her mindset would have been totally gone. So I did understand it. I'm not excusing it, but I did understand why she forgot her lyrics. The one I did not understand and I did not believe was Rocky. So that's just my own point of view when it got to that scene.
Right. When it comes to that scene, I like the way Queen Izzy and Who Camille performed together. I thought they were good together.
Yeah.
I think together they were like a stronger pair. You know what I'm saying? Because they had each other's
Yeah.
back and they were vibing, and they were working that stage and working the room. To be an entertainer, you gotta be able to get out there, and even through your music, you're socializing. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to
Yeah.
look people in their eye and say what you're saying as you're up there on that stage. You got to bring them into it and make them feel what you're doing. Or else it's a no. you know. So I love the way that they played off the audience, and the audience played off them, and then they played off each other, and they wouldn't stand in one spot doing their thing. They was spitting bars, and they was all over the stage. You know what I'm saying? They was doing their little dance moves and stuff. I thought it was real cute and real put together. You know, and when Rocky got up there, it just look, Rocky can rap, but sometimes, you know, I listen to a lot of gangster rap, you know, and I listen
Yeah.
to the normal rap, but I listen to a lot of gangster rap, you know, and sometimes with the artist, you don't want to hear gangster, 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 gangster. You know what I'm saying? The same attitude, the same tone, you know, uh, you don't want to keep hearing that from an artist. Just kind of switch it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You can still be a gangster rapper, but always saying, hey, I was 17 and my baby daddy left me, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
I just expected more from her, for that part of that performance. I didn't want to keep hearing the same song. It sounded like I heard that already from her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I expected something different. But it could have still been gangster rap, but I just expected something different, you know. And then as far as with Dank goes, yeah, I understand she's been under a lot of stress, and sometimes, because I performed before back in the day,
Yeah.
many clubs, many bars, you know what I'm saying? That was one third of my income for years growing up from the age of 10 to, I would say, mid 40s. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
um, most artists, if you're going to lose your words, that's when you freestyle. That's when you ad lib. You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to
Yeah.
ad lib. You know, it's like I could be somewhere. Let's say karaoke, for instance. I can go to karaoke now, and if I forget the words, I start ad libbing my own stuff. And everybody be like, wait a minute, those aren't the words, but it sound good. See what I'm saying? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like, as an artist, that's something that she didn't have at that moment. You know what I'm saying? So when she
Mm-hmm.
had to restart, she had her phone with her and she was like reading the words, but she still sounded good, you know,
Yeah.
after she had, I like her style, you know?
Yeah, I do like her style.
Yeah, so yeah, I was just kind of
But at that moment,
embarrassed for her.
you could see it in her voice. She had resigned. I think at that moment she has checked out
Yeah,
because she was really tired. And I
yeah,
won't blame her. You
yeah,
know, there's no blame there. But you could literally feel it in her voice that she was tired, she was checked out, she was over it.
yeah.
She was totally over it. So when the next then Miss Debs went to them and talked to Rocky. What I did
Mhm.
not believe was that Rocky self eliminated herself. As in, I feel like Rocky is very stubborn and she doesn't take criticism very well. In life, people will tell you, see, yeah, I understand that. Nobody likes to hear you're doing it wrong. I don't like hearing it. So I'm not gonna say it's a nice thing to hear. But I believe if somebody is very respectful, telling you what you did wrong, not some people can be very disrespectful, saying that some people can be very rude. No, but if someone is respectfully telling you something, right, I feel like you should listen. And I used to say something, you can give me all the advice you want to give me. At the end of the day, it's still my choice to either take your advice or leave it. I've been in situations where people tell me how they feel in when I have a situation that I'm trying to like navigate, and people tell me this is what you should do, this is what you do. I might have people might tell me like 10 ideas, and I will only take one or two from those ideas and throw away the remaining eight, right? So
Right.
I feel like she doesn't listen to criticism well. She feels as if maybe you're bringing down, and I think that also chimes down to pride. And at the end of the day, pride is never a good thing. Pride would not take you far because you would, at the end of the day, you have to start from zero. You will not go far if you will have pride because there are some people you have to show respect to before you get to the level you have to be. And if you have so much pride that you cannot show respect to those people you're supposed to show respect to before you get to that level where people have to show respect to you, because before Miss Debs became Miss Deb, before Miss Debs became who she is right now, there are so many people she had to literally lick ass to. There are so many people she had to respect before she is who she is now.
Right.
And people are literally wanting to know her. People are literally want to meet her. People are respecting her. People,
Mm-hmm.
so you would have to climb up the ladder. You just don't get to that point in one day. Rome wasn't built in a day. So I feel that pride that she had, I felt it was for me, I didn't like it. And just because she did not say you were eliminated, or I felt like you didn't, she only said she was disappointed in you because everybody would have been disappointed. We've been listening to Rocky from the first episode, and Rocky was one of the best rappers in the house.
Yes.
Then you come to a place where she was like, okay, no, I know this is one of my best rapper, and I'm expecting for you to do exploits. Then you come there and fumble. I too would have been disappointed. And if I come and tell you, you know what, I expected so much from you because you're one of my best rappers and you disappointed me, and I have to tell you that you disappointed me. Miss Debs, have allowed you to also criticize her when you feel that she was wrong. And she listened. And she apologized to you guys where she felt she was also wrong. Why couldn't you do the same? Her self-eliminating herself gave me childishness. And for me, if she continue in that same pattern where she doesn't listen to people and she feels like when you criticize her, it's like the world has come to an end, she's not going to go far in this music industry. Especially in the music industry, she's not going to go far. That's just mine.
Right. The way I felt about it, when she self eliminated herself, just because she had not the critique that she wanted to hear. Life isn't all about
Yes.
what you want to hear. You know, if you can't take constructive criticism in that type of craft, then you have no place there. You know what I'm saying? Because even the engineers, when you're making the music, they're gonna be like, hey, wait a minute, I don't like that note.
Mm-hmm.
Try a
Mm-hmm.
higher note or try a lower note or bring it in here, give me a F sharp. You know what I'm saying? So you have to learn how to take direction. It's nothing against you. It's just, hey, they see something in you and they know you can do it. So they're just saying, hey, you know, try this. Maybe this is going to help. Maybe this is going to make it sound better. You know what I'm saying? You got to have criticism, constructive criticism somewhere within this craft, because if you was all that great, you'd be made already. You be there. You would need the show, you know?
Yeah.
And you're there to learn, you know, or you're there to teach. Which one is it? You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to humble yourself, you know, and
Yeah.
and leave your attitude at the door, and then pick it back up when you leave. That's simple. And
Yeah.
Rocky, she reminds me of, I don't know if you ever heard of Johnny Blaze. I think
No, not really.
Okay, Johnny Blaze was on Love and Hip Hop with Miss Deb, and she was one of Miss Deb's artists. Johnny Blaze can blow. Oh my God. This girl is phenomenal, but her attitude got in the way. You know what I'm saying? Every time Miss Deb says
Mm.
something up, somebody say something to her or look at her the wrong way, well, right before she gets ready to perform, she fights. We never did really get to see the performance, except for, when she was in the studio, she was cool because, she was by herself. You know what I'm saying? But once she got on that stage, at these events Miss Deb was setting up for her, she would explode. I mean, chairs would be flying, glasses of liquor would be flying, bottles, everything. People would get dragged. Johnny was dragging people. I mean, she was a rough rider. You know what I'm saying? But the girl can sing. You know, I still been, looking out for maybe a single or, something coming out from her because she's that great. But that attitude, people don't want to deal with all that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're spending their money, they're investing in you. They're not going to invest in somebody who gives them so much grief that they don't want to see him coming. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So
yeah.
yeah, Rocky put me in that mind frame of Johnny Blaze. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
just, she's gonna be too hard to deal with, because that
Mm,
attitude and not knowing how to humble yourself or at least close your mouth. You know what I'm saying? If you got something
mm-hmm.
to say it in your head. Don't say it out loud. you know. So I don't. I'm hoping that she learns and grows from this, because it would be cool to see her on this show, and then you know to find out, maybe less than 6 months from now she's coming out with something that we can all hear on our radios and enjoy.
Yeah. I hope that happens. Now she self-eliminated herself, and Miss Debs heard about it. Then the next morning, Miss Debs decided to eliminate Dank. I saw that coming. I wasn't surprised
Yeah.
because I held and I loved how Miss Debs assured her that I'm not taking you out because you're not one of my favorites.
Right.
I'm not taking you out because I didn't want you to be in the finale. You deserve to be on the final stage. I'm
Mhm.
taking you out because I feel like the first thing you should work on is your health.
Right.
I'm taking you out because you were losing breath. And how the truth is, if you're a singer and you can't control your breath, it's somehow the first thing they do in music is breath control.
Right.
And if you're running out of breath so quickly because of the way you are or your condition, then you are not really gonna go far. So I loved how Miss Deb let her know, because I was scared when they told her she was leaving, because I was like, oh, wow, very soon our insecurity will start playing on her that she was not a good rapper. So I was glad that she let her know that it was not anything. It was just that you are on the plus size, you are on the hefty side, that she needs her to go back, try to lose the weight, show as not to, because as a rapper, you're on stage, you're jumping up, you're trying
Mhm.
to connect with the crowd. And
Right.
she can't do that with the situation she's at. She's always sitting down. I've never seen a rapper sit down and start rapping on stage. You only do that if you're in R&B, and you're singing all those slow music. You can sit down and perform those kind of music because all those house music, all those kind of things. But when it comes to rap, no, you're jumping, you're hyping up the crowd. You
Right.
can't do that in that kind of music. So I love that Miss Deb let her know that it's not because of anything. It's not because you cannot rap. It's not because I do not want you. I just realized that your health is such a big problem. And if you don't do something about your health, there's a probability you might not really go far
Right.
in the industry. Did you feel the way she delivered the message to Dank was okay? Because I did feel the way she delivered the message was okay, was perfect, without being
Yeah.
disrespectful.
I love her delivery, Miss Deb's delivery towards Dank. I mean, when Dank had performed, that night, she almost stumbled back and
Yeah,
and almost like collapsed almost. And I think who Camille said, "Hey, do you need a chair?" And she said no,
yeah,
because she remembered Miss Deb told her, "Hey, I'm gonna always see you standing." You know, so yeah, her health at that point was starting to hinder her talent. You know, and in that type of situation, I understand Miss Deb, because you know, if something happened, Miss Deb probably
yeah,
wouldn't have never been able to forgive herself. You know,
exactly.
I mean, what if Dank didn't recover? And what if Miss Deb didn't recover from Dank not recovering? You know what I'm saying? You know, you
Yeah,
you can't you can't be a liability
to
when
me, yeah.
people are investing in you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It doesn't make sense. It's not gonna make dollars, and it ain't gonna make sense.
And it's not also fair to them.
Right.
Because if something should happen, they will be the first person that will be questioned.
Yeah. Or sued.
Mm-hmm.
Because we live in a sue world.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a liability.
Mm-hmm.
Just like if you have some property, let's say you give a party, right? Somebody gets hurt on your property, they can sue you, even though they were a guest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, who needs liabilities?
Nobody, absolutely.
Exactly.
So I was so happy for her delivery and I loved it. And at least Dank was able to understand what she was saying. And I hope she really works towards making herself better. Although I was trying to find her Instagram handle to follow her up, but I couldn't find it. Maybe I'll do a very deep dive to see if I can get her Instagram handle to check up on her because I
Yeah.
need to follow her and follow her progress and how she's doing things right now.
Yeah.
And now we are left with Who Camille and I always forget her name.
Queen Izzy.
Queen Easy. The fact that she's a Nigerian girl is so disappointing that I always forget her name. Queen Easy and Who Camille are the remaining people in the house. What Miss Deb said no. That she's gonna get by Rocky because Rocky self-eliminated herself. I felt that that was wrong. In my own perspective, that was a wrong judgment. But I also understood that she didn't want anybody to lose out of she was just trying to give, maybe she was drawn towards more to Rocky and she understood her. Some people just understand people, like maybe she was just drawn towards Rocky. I feel like she was drawn towards Rocky at Drive. And as much as I say Rocky is proud and whatnot, you really realize that she wants this opportunity, right? Even if
Mhm.
she does some things and you just be like, don't mess it up. What she wanted. Then she went to Philly and brought back Rocky. And I think that situation made Rocky respect her the more because, when she said in her confessionals that her own mom has not done this for her,
Right.
that spoke volume that somebody did not allow me to give up. And I think that's what some people need in life. Some people just need someone to stand at their corner even when they're trying to give up, standing at their corner and being like, I'm not going to allow you give the shit up or for anything. I'm going to stand by you and pick you up every single time before. So I think some people just need that person that will push them when they are trying to give up. So I was happy that she realized that and she appreciated that. And I think she had a little more respect for Miss Debs at that moment. And we got to the finale. Okay, but before we talk about the finale, how did you feel like Miss Debs made the right decision going back to Philly and getting Rocky?
Hmm. I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted on all that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I'm still kind of puzzled. You know. Okay. Let's go back to Rocky leaving and Miss Deb going after her. Like, to me that shows a little favoritism to me. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
And I didn't understand that. I mean, not unless it was on contract that, hey, I'm gonna have three girls in this last showcase, and now I only got two because one self-eliminated. So I don't know if she by a contract had to go and get her back, or whatever it was. If it wasn't because of a contract, then I'm looking at it like that's kind of like favoritism. You know what I'm saying? Because if you
Mm-hmm.
give, you give. You quit, you quit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you
Yeah.
got a job and you quit, you think your employer gonna come to your house and come and get you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Negative. You know. So
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't really understand that part. And their uh their showcase, I enjoyed it. I
I
enjoyed it.
did.
Yes,
Oh
I think
my God.
all three of the girls bought it.
All
You
the
know,
three of, oh my God.
yes, they bought it. They bought it. But with
Yeah,
Rocky, I noticed
yeah.
that it's just attitude, 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 attitude. She's so hard. She's so street.
Hardcore.
Yeah, like sometimes you gotta let some of that go a little bit, and even if you're
Yeah.
saying those words, soften up your face some. You know what I'm saying? Because it looked like she was
But
just
but
angry.
but it was emotional. As much as it was
Well,
hardcore,
yeah, I mean,
you
I
could also
get
feel
it.
the emotions in the lyrics.
I understand, but you can also understand. When you're rapping or singing, you gotta be emotional. You gotta feel it. You see what I'm saying? But it
Mm-hmm.
just seemed like, I don't know. It was just it seems like she was just too hard, you know,
Mm,
to be such a beautiful girl. She was just too hard, and to me, she wasn't really working that stage.
mm,
She was basically
mm.
either in this spot or this spot. You know what I'm
Who did
saying?
you feel walked the stage?
I feel like who Camille worked the stage, and of course Queen Izzy. You know, I
Mm.
mean, I liked their raps. I liked
Who,
it.
who, who was your, for you, who was your favorite? Who did you feel deserved? We know Rocky won, but who did you feel deserved it? Who did you, okay, no, not deserve. All of them, three of them were deserving of it.
Right.
Who did you feel if you were the one that was in the space or that's particular to choose the winner? Who would you have picked?
I would say Queen Izzy because she's versatile. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I didn't understand when Deb said, hey, you got to learn how to not have an attitude. I never seen her have an attitude on the whole show. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I don't know if Miss Deb was getting confused. You know what I'm saying? So me personally, I would have gave it to Queen Izzy because look, she seems like she's hungry for it. I mean, she has
Mm.
different genres of music. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Um, it seems like when they were at the radio show, she was like rapping right off her
What? My
head.
God, she was like, you know why I like Queen Izzy is that she has this Afrobeat in her that she can
Right.
infuse the rapping in the Afrobeat and still go, deep in the hip hop. Like she infuses the Afrobeat with the hip hop stuff, and she does it good. So
Yes.
that is why I love her. For me, just like you said, Queen Z was the one you would have picked. I too would have picked Queenie because amongst all the songs
She's an
that performed
original.
on that
Yeah.
stage, I did love Queen Easy's performance. One, her performance was good. The only thing I would say I didn't like her fashion sense. I didn't understand the shorts and whatever she was. It didn't go for me. But apart from the fashion sense, the music was on point, the lyrics was on point, the flow was on point. I could rock with the music. Like I was rocking with the music. I loved Queen Izzy's music. And I also loved Hooker Mills um rap. The thing is, I loved the three of them. All of them were like, I was literally rocking my head when I was watching the episode. I was like rocking my head watching the episode.
Hmm.
And but for me, Queenie would have taken it home for me.
Yeah.
Queenie
Yeah.
deserved that shit.
Yeah. She's versatile. She, you know, she
Hmm.
she rocks the
She can go
stage.
hard. She can go soft.
Yeah,
You know.
she's really really good at this craft. You know,
Yeah.
my hats are off to her because she's an original. You know what I'm saying? She
Yeah.
wasn't there to imitate nobody. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean the show, she was unlike the rest of the girls. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The
She was
rest of the girls,
quiet. She
yeah, the
was
rest of the girls are
respectful.
yeah,
She
the rest
she
of the
said her
girls,
opinions respectfully. Yeah.
yeah, she stood out,
Yeah. She did stand out.
you know,
She did
and
stand out.
like I said, hats off. I hope that we get something from her on the radio, you
I
know,
do.
you know,
I do. And
and
looking at the fact that she's hiding it from her Nigerian parents, I do understand her story. Like I
right,
said, from the first episode, I said there is no Nigerian parent that will hear that you're going to do rap and they'll be like, "Yeah, congratulations, we're happy for you." And more. No, they are never appreciative of that until probably they start seeing the only time they start being appreciative of the situation is when maybe you start bringing in money from, probably you start making money and they be like, okay, you can be good with this. It brings money, at least it will feed you and your children, so
right.
they will be okay with that. And for me, I would say I enjoyed the show. I loved it. I felt sad that it was only six episode. I felt so sad. I was like, are we gonna go in season two? I was only wishing I would get maybe a reunion, maybe all the girls would come together,
Oh,
do
that'd
a
be
simple
great.
reunion.
That would be
That would have
great.
been great, but I know we don't do that, so
Mm.
I'm not expecting it.
Yeah, and Camille, who I loved her last performance. I love the line Romeo and Juliet. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was good. It was smooth. It was rap, but it had that little sexy flair to it. You know, and I love to
Mm-hmm.
hear something from her as well. But the winner to me, if I would have been in Miss Deb's shoes, would have been Queen Izzy, hands down.
Exactly. It would have been Queen Easy for me. Any day,
Hmm.
anytime.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Queen Easy would have won it for me. I
Mhm.
swear.
But
But
Rocky
anyway,
won.
anyways, it's a good thing that we've ended it, and I hope Rocky does well in
I do too.
kind of ensure I hope every one of them does well out there, and I hope we can still see more of them. It's a sad thing that we'll finally live in Miss Deb's house. I hope we can see them for a second season and see a new set of rappers and make them grow in the industry. Well, that's why we're gonna wrap it for here today. Thank you guys for joining us on this adventure of Deb's house, for following us. See you guys same time to no, not same time. We'll see you guys tomorrow, all right, for Love
Mhm.
and Marriage Huntsville
Oh yeah.
tomorrow. So have a nice day, guys. See you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.